This meeting of the Simpson County Fiscal Court to order. I'm going to ask Magistrate Scott Poston if he would lead us in a word of prayer, and after that we'll have the pledge to the flag.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Lord, for this day and the many blessings that you have given us in life. And Father, we just pray that you'll be with us today as we conduct the business of the county. Father, we just pray that you'll be with our first responders. Father, our law enforcement, we pray that you will keep them safe. Father, be with the sick. We just pray that you might lay your kind and healing hand upon them, Father, and the ones that's lost loved ones, Father. We just pray that you would just comfort them as only you can. Once again, we just ask that you'd be with us here today, Father. All this we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We got with us today from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Mr. Casey Pettigo, Christopher Walden, and Joe Plump. They're going to talk about some things with the State Highway Department. I think they're going to talk about the rural secondary program or whatever y'all just come up and take on whatever you're going to talk to us about, and then we'll get there.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Casey.
I will be going over all the rural secondary stuff with you for this year. First, I'm going to bring up some of the projects. One that was a rural secondary project last year. A few projects that's went on here in the past year since we last saw you all. 622 was what we used our rural secondary funding for last year. Drake Road. That was from Craft Road to the Warren County line. That project is now complete. Actually, I think they got to that one last fall, not too long after our meeting. Patton Road. All of that roadway was resurfaced, and 31W was recently resurfaced from Broadway Avenue to the Warren County line, and the turning lane project at 31W and 1008. That has also been completed. I'll jump into the rural secondary stuff for this year. On your handout, you'll see all this stuff. The 26-27 allotment that we got for Simpson County this year was $712,576,000. We had a little bit of a carryover. The total funds available was $790,436. Item number one on this handout sheet, that $299,300, that's 42% of the initial allotment, so it came off the top of that. And what that goes for is routine maintenance and traffic on all the rural secondary roads, anything from pothole patching, drainage, you name it, maintenance on the rural secondary highways. Item number two there is the county judge expenses. It's $3,230. We jump to item three. That leaves $381,020 for a project. What we're doing with that is completing the paving on 622. That will go from Craft Road, where we left off last year, to the intersection with 585. Going to fix base failures and put an inch of resurfacing on that road. Item number four, your flex funds for this year, which was 15% of our initial distribution, is $106,886 with no carryover from last year. So your total for that is $106,886,000. As far as things besides rural secondary, Joe and I, we actually talked about it yesterday. We have some rough places on 585 and 383 that need some work.
I was going to ask about those.
I told Joe yesterday that I'm working on all this rural secondary stuff right now. I've got 2 more counties to do. As soon as I'm done doing that, I'm going to put together an estimate and see what it'll cost to maybe do some strip patching and fix some of those areas.
Are you
go
talking about
from
right
there
there at the
after we
stop
see.
sign of 1008 and 383?
That's one of the spots on there. That's probably the roughest spot. And then 585 from the quarry to 73 there at that intersection. It's pretty rough, but got to put together an estimate first and just see where we're at and what funds we have. But that's
Well, the problem on 585 is that the people and the trucks leaving the quarry try to get in the middle of the road to miss all of that, and somebody's gonna get hurt bad over some of those hills trying to do that.
I agree. It's if you all remember, I was telling Joe out here, I think I came into this job around the end of 2019, and that road had just recently been resurfaced then. And then not long after that, we patched it. It's type of traffic on that road, and it's not holding up, and we're going to do the best we can to put something together and fix it again. We can't just go lay blacktop on top of it because it's going to be the same.
So let me ask you this question. The funding that y'all have to do what you're doing, how much has that been cut over the last few years? Because like our funding has been cut out of this road fund money, state fuel tax, however we're deriving getting the money to work on roads locally. Our money's been cut nearly $250,000.
As far as a dollar amount, I couldn't tell you, but it definitely is significantly lower than it used to be. I know you all remember me coming in here and telling you 2 or 3 roads that were fixing to get paved. I just told you one. So
Well, on the 383, all that truck traffic at 383 and 1008 and going around 1008 from like the hump forward, all the way around that way, y'all patched it this last year and it's already rough again.
yeah,
Is there something, a different kind of mix or something different? Because it's so much we want truck traffic to go around it, but it seems like every time you turn around, y'all patch it and then it tears up again. I mean,
Joe might have more insight on what happened there. I'm not sure as far as
I mean,
what
done,
caused it, but like you said, yeah, it was resurfaced,
and it's done.
brand new road, and then we had to come back and patch it.
Had to patch it, and it's done rough now. I mean, every stop sign that you get to, it's done bumped again, and it's terrible. I mean, it's where the trucks are stopping, loaded, but you've got so many stop signs at every one of them that they're having to stop, but some reason, it's going to do something because you patch it, and then 3 months later, it's worse. I mean, it's back the same way it was after you done ground it and put it back.
Well, 585 is bad, but that little section at the stop sign where 383 and 1008 intersect is probably the worst area in the entire county that I'm aware of.
And that looks like
But
a heavy loaded stop condition there.
But the 585 is probably the most dangerous deal we've got just because of the way people try to avoid it over those 2 or 3 hills between 73 and the quarry.
Yeah. And regardless of the speed limit, people probably aren't going the speed limit when they come through there.
Well, the speed limit got reduced from 73 out to the quarry to 45 miles an hour, and I travel that road 2 and 3 times a day. I seldom see people going over 50. Now, I don't have a radar in my truck, but
I guess what I'm trying, it's not a stop condition there. People are moving.
Yeah, they're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think we have an inordinate amount of people that are driving 60 plus out through there.
It's pretty easy to see the problem. If you're going out, the road's not that bad. But when you leave the quarry and come back towards town, that's the bad side because you're empty. The trucks are empty going out. They're loaded when they leave the quarry. It's really
now we could.
It's easy to see what the problem is on the road.
We could look at trying to use maybe a different kind of mix there that would hold up to heavier truck traffic or something, but that's where we're going to get into more money also.
Of course, I know the state, and Joe, you may be able to speak to this, I don't know. I know the state has got either in the plan or trying to get in the next road plan of a connector road from 585 to 100 where they move the exit of the quarry a little bit to the east and go straight out to 100 to try to keep the traffic off of 585, which would be helpful, but we're at least a year, maybe 2 away from even being there, I would say. Yep.
But you don't see that on 31W rock quarry there, and there's probably many more trucks coming in out there. I don't know the difference in the type of road or whatever, but, it's not as bad as 585.
Because and y'all tell us that you can't limit the traffic on the state highway, but apparently all state highways aren't built equal.
That's true. They're not.
Yeah. And then the other thing, the other frustration, and I'm not fussing at y'all. I mean, we're on the same team, and that is we want to get the roads as in good a shape as we can here in Simpson County, and that's our primary concern. Where y'all have all of District 3 to worry about, but a lot of people don't understand, like, whatever's going on these state highways, it's not like that we just make a phone call and say, hey, y'all come and fix this. Like we can, if I say to Bobby, like, hey, we got a real problem on such and such a county road, we need to address it, we'll prioritize that and get it done. We don't have that ability to do that with state highways.
You mind if I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't leave, though.
Don't leave.
We're not going to attack you.
No, we
Bodyguard.
totally empathize with your points on all of this. Just a couple thoughts in my head. It's true not all roads are built the same way. 31W was originally a concrete road. I mean, it's the old Nashville to Louisville road, and then it's been paved over, and because of the traffic counts, it's paved more frequently.
Yep.
And so it has a really thick asphalt and with concrete underneath it.
So I guess
a road like Gold City Road was
Right. So my
less
question
frequently.
is then, if they're not built equal, why can there not be limitations put on there, weight limitations or otherwise?
There are weight limitations. Unfortunately, there are a lot of loopholes. I don't want to say it like that. There are
Exemptions.
exemptions is the right word in the law that allows for certain carriers of coal, basically products that are meaningful to the state of Kentucky. Rock, a quarry falls under that. So rock and asphalt and coal and agricultural equipment, and they're able to drive on roads that others aren't able to drive on because they have those exemptions.
Yeah, well, and I get all that, but you have to understand, and y'all know well too, that stretch of 585 from 73 to the quarry has at least 3 good hills that the line of sight's almost none. I mean, you can't see what's coming or what's happening until you crest a hill. I mean, our concern is just the safety of the people traveling it. And the reality is that east side of the county is more densely populated than other rural parts of the county. So there is a lot of traffic, pedestrian traffic, on that road that I worry about every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're right there with you. We understand. I grew up in Muhlenberg County, which is a big coal producing, or was a big coal producing county. So growing up in my teenage years, the roads were just crumbling, essentially, and there was not a lot that folks could do about it. So we understand that that's a road, and we all know why. We didn't ask for the quarry to come, but we're doing the best we can to keep it under traffic with, like Casey said, I mean, just repaved 6-7 years ago, something of that nature, and strip patched after COVID, sometime in 22 or 23. Ultimately, we could concrete it, but that's, more cost. Ultimately, the new route that you described would help, although that wouldn't necessarily mean that those trucks would be prohibited from driving on the road unless it became a county road and you all did that. So, yeah, we understand. We'll do the best we can with the funds we have to make it the best we can.
So maybe you could look at the concrete and where you're having to dig out and patch it. Could you, at least on those spots, where it's the worst, could you look at concrete and then put a base under there? Because obviously the gravel and all that you're putting under this for a base, and then actually the asphalt base itself is not holding up in those areas. So there's like 3, 4, 5 spots out through there that every time you see that, it doesn't take no time before it does that. So is there a possibility maybe you could look at just putting a concrete base under those sections, or do you need to do the whole road?
We'll see what opportunities exist. So typically, if we're putting concrete down, it is in a location at an intersection. We're like at Springfield Road, where you get all that pushing and shoving. We've done that in some places around the district, the most recently on Scottsville Road in Warren County. All those trucks that are coming up to the Natcher, they're putting their brakes on and making those left turns and pushing pavement. as far as on a corridor, I can't recall a time where we've done that, but, anything's possible if the funding is available. So
Okay.
we'll look into it.
All right.
There's one other topic, is now the time to talk about it?
Can we move on, because it's not gonna take us long to get through some of this other stuff, and we'll
ask
get to that one.
One other thing, what about the widening project for 31 North?
Great question. Yes, 31W from 1008 to Fritz Winter. That's all the design has been completed. We've not been able to move into the right-of-way phase yet, and it's in the highway plan, so that's good news. I don't remember which fiscal year it falls in, but we've asked and we're ready. But just like with a lot of things we've described today, it's just about the funding, and right now we've not been able to move into that next phase.
Okay.
But the design is done. Everything's done there.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. If y'all can hang with us for about 5 or 10 minutes, we'll get on the other topic.
Thank you all.
Thank y'all. Also today we have with us Miss Patricia Robertson. I was going to say a friend and a classmate of mine, but she might not want me telling that, but it come out, didn't it, Sam? And then Sheila Little. Y'all come up. Patricia had messaged me over the weekend and was telling me about a project that the VFW Auxiliary was looking at doing and wanted to know if it needed fiscal court approval. And my honest opinion is, no, it doesn't need fiscal court approval. What they're doing is a project that is with the utility companies, RECC and EPB, and they've all agreed to work together. But I asked Patricia if she wouldn't mind to come and share with us what the project is, because I think it is a great, great idea, and it's pretty exciting to me what y'all are doing.
About 3 months ago in our monthly auxiliary meeting, we were trying to figure out something we could do to honor the veterans for the 250th birthday. And we come up with a sign project where we get pictures of the vets and what branch of the Army or what branch of the military they were in, if they were in any wars, their name. And we want to put those on signs and hang them on the utility poles up and down Main Street.
Pretty neat.
Either up and down Cedar Street or Scottsville Road, all 4 points coming into Franklin.
To the downtown area.
And so we worked with a guy over in Scottsville who, if you look around in Portland, Scottsville, Auburn, Clinton County, Monroe County, Muhlenberg, I mean, all these places, they all have them, but they are a vinyl. Well, the guy I'm working with in Scottsville, he does them out of aluminum. So the only issue with the electric plant board was, could they withstand wind and not tear the pole up? So they did a little test run down at the old electric plant board parking lot and put our prototype sign up, and they said it was a go. So we're working now on getting all of our applications together, getting a bank account, doing all that kind of stuff so we can get this rolling. And we would like to have it done before Veterans Day.
So you say application, kind of give the details to what the requirements are to get.
Well, you would have to be honorably discharged. No active service right now, because at any time you could get dishonorably discharged, and we don't want to honor you. So
We're not honoring the dishonorable.
No.
I understand.
And
You go AWOL. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
if you can provide us with a copy of the DD-214 of the SR 180, or even a military footstone or headstone picture of it. We're building a little committee to put together and go over all these applications and make sure the pictures are good. We require, if the pictures, the veterans are in their uniform, but there's some that, they still don't have those pictures, so we'll look at that too.
There've been a couple veterans veterans that have told us that their homes have burned in the past.
Right.
They lost all their military records,
So-
pictures, family pictures, things like
So,
that.
So that would be acceptable if you had a picture maybe of, like, my dad, I don't know of anything other than a picture that we've got.
and then does it matter if the picture's black and white or color?
The only thing he told me was the sign is aluminum, and it's got a rubberized coating on it and a UV protectant to protect it from the elements. And he said that it cannot be a photocopy. Like a copy of a picture is different, but like running it off on a printer, that won't work. Because he has to input it into a computer and
But if you, whether it's black and white or color, if you have it like
It
in a
doesn't matter.
JPEG format.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you could do that.
yeah,
How many of these are y'all going, do you plan on doing?
as many as we can get.
I know, but do you have what is your maximum number you can do? Do you know?
We haven't really, the electric plant board's not gave us a definite,
Go talk to Austin.
but I've been working with Chris Law on it, and he has told us if the pole's available, as long as it doesn't have electricity running to the ground, then we can use it. And they're gonna help us, they're gonna install
They're
them
gonna
all for
install
us.
them and.
Right.
I just didn't know if they give you a number, we've got 500 or we've
Not
got
yet.
1,000, or, I just didn't know.
Where can you get an application at, or how do you get an application?
We'll have them, like, the VFW is gonna be our home base, and we'll probably, if the post office will allow us to put them there, hopefully I'm gonna talk to Amy, see if she'll let us put them at the tourism. Probably the Legion, the AMVETS, anywhere that we can
Yeah,
get them.
y'all are welcome to leave some of the applications here at the courthouse.
Okay. I've been working on a flyer to put up. I'm gonna go around to all the businesses to see if we can put a flyer in the windows. And because we want a deadline, depending on when we get it started, we need the applications in by, like September 15th. Because it'll only take him a few days to get them started.
And
And,
take a few days for the plant board to get them up.
right.
So, I mean, this is a great program, but why are they here? I mean,
You're just telling us what's going on in the
okay,
community.
okay, I thought they were asking permission or
No,
something.
Patricia, they said that they need approval of fiscal court. I said, I don't think so, but I thought it'd be great for her to explain
Okay.
what
We're
was
just
going
trying
on.
to get approval from everybody so nobody can come back and say, hey, you didn't ask us.
I understand.
But, and you did say, like, it's gonna be like a $30 fee per
$30.
application.
Right. A $30 fee that covers the sign and the bracket.
In other locations, they've had the individual cover a cost of $150. We wanted to make ours as low as we possibly could, therefore that's the reason why.
And you probably take donations if somebody can't afford the $30.
Right. We're, on the bottom of our application and stuff, we've got donations will be accepted. We're not gonna ask for them, but if people wanna donate to it, that would be good, so we can have a little bit of a fund in case one of them tears up, because I wouldn't want to go back to that person and say, hey, your sign tore up, we need another $30,
Well, and I
so.
think like Jeffrey's talking about, I think it'd be great if there's people that said, I wished I could do one, but I just can't afford
Right,
to do it.
because we know there's a lot of veterans that live on a fixed income, so they might not could spare that $30 that month.
Yeah, yeah.
So we want a cushion for that.
All three of the local military businesses here in town, because they are a business as well, that we have all of those on board. The AMVETS, like I said, the AMVETS, the American Legion, and VFW.
Yeah.
All of the auxiliaries on board.
How long will these pictures last? What is their life or
He
lifespan?
said indefinitely with that coating on them,
Okay,
so,
so there's no maintenance, you had to go, once they're put up, there's no maintenance?
Right.
Okay,
We
that's
thought
great.
We thought that it would need a top and a lower bracket, but the EPB, Chris Law said no, that just a top bracket would be plenty sufficient to hold it.
I imagine
As long as they're good with it.
as long as the pole is up, they're good.
you can go up behind the electric plant, the old electric plant board in the parking lot and see it. It's like across from the Blewett Bradley building.
Okay.
But just remember, it's an Allen County sign. So Chris didn't want to hang it out in Simpson County somewhere, so somebody would say, why are we honoring Allen County people?
Yeah.
But it was just a test. It was an extra one that he had that he gave me. And ours will also be, the one hanging is 18 by 36, but ours are going to be 24 by 36. So,
So, I mean, like, if you have several of them, will there be more than one on a pole? I'm just asking.
if we need to, if they'll
Yeah.
allow
If
it.
they allow it, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Are
I
they
know
gonna be able to
Portland has had over almost 400.
But you're gonna be able to do two-sided with the
Right.
one person on one side, another on the other
Right.
side.
Okay.
That way, we
Yeah.
can use less poles and have more.
Veterans display.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm working on getting a QR code so we can have an interactive map that will locate where your sign is.
Okay.
Because they've had people in Scottsville that have come as far as from Gatlinburg just to look for their grandfather's picture.
Wow.
And it's also getting people out walking and looking and exercising and all of our roads that we want to put them on all have sidewalks, so it wouldn't be like anybody be walking out in the main road.
Right, right.
But
We had discussed about putting them around the square, but we were afraid that that would interfere with what Miss Amy already has around on the square.
I don't have a problem with them being on the square, but you may be right, some of the stuff that tourism and Renaissance does, maybe,
Right.
I don't know. But
we want to start at the extension office and go toward McDonald's, start at Casey's and go toward Hardee's. And Chris said if we, of course, Cedar Street, east and west, and he said if we needed to, that the Veterans Boulevard, where all of the flags are hanging out going toward 100,
Yeah,
that we could even go out that way
yeah,
if we needed to.
that'd be great.
He said we'd use that area last because it is farther back off the road, but
You know, because of the bridge.
Yeah,
You might want to talk to Amy because they're constantly looking for something to draw people to downtown. And this, I should see this as, could draw, I mean, I don't know, but it appears that this would be something that could draw some people to downtown.
right, that's what we're kind of hoping if it's, coming up to the town, that we just don't want to interfere with it right around
Right,
here,
right.
but coming as close to the square as we can. That's what we're planning.
Well,
That's what we're working on.
yeah, I really appreciate y'all doing this project, and I look forward to seeing it all.
Well, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
We don't honor our vets nearly enough as it should be.
It would be great if we had some from the Revolutionary War guys, really, or from,
Well, Brandon in Scottsville, he did one over there for a Revolutionary War soldier. They managed to find the picture and
Wow.
had all the information, and so
Daughters of the American Revolution would be a great place to start asking.
Yeah,
on that.
there in the Historical
Historical Society,
Society over there might have something.
right?
Yeah,
Because a lot of people may have, families all pass away, and
yeah.
there's nobody to like say, hey, my great uncle was this, or
Yeah,
I do have a question. Would perhaps when our military people enlisted in the service here at the county seat, would that possibly be there at the Historical Society as well?
no, say that again?
If, when young men and women enlisted to serve in the military,
Right.
would that be listed? Or would they possibly have a picture of them when they enlisted there at the
It's
Historical
very
Society?
possible they would have a picture of it.
It's possible, but I would hate
I don't
to tell you
know.
for sure.
Because I do
I-
know that that's where they used to have to come to the county seat and where they registered or enlisted to get a copy of their records instead of just going to St. Louis, Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't know. Mr. Clerk, is anything, veterans have to do anything at your office?
No, they don't have to. Some of them report their discharge records.
Okay,
That's, I guess that's what I was asking.
yeah,
They're not public records.
And,
okay,
and they're not pictures with them either.
yeah,
Right, they're not veterans at that time, you're right, they're enlisted.
yeah.
No, what he has is the DD 214s,
Right,
so when they mustered out.
right.
Well, I appreciate y'all getting this project up and going, and I look forward to seeing it, but I thank you for coming and sharing it with us today and just kind of helping maybe some people, because this is all broadcast on social media right now, it's all live, and so.
So we would like to ask anyone that does possibly have someone in their family that is from the military that have served our nation proudly, if they would be interested, they can either come to either one of the posts,
Okay.
and especially to the VFW. I'm usually there Monday through Thursday, sometimes on the weekends if I'm required to participate in working. And if anyone wants to come down and ask questions, they're more than welcome to come.
All right, very good.
Put me down for an application.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Mark.
Thank you.
Yep.
And also, well, I went blank. It's age, Mason. Sam.
Hang on up there, please forgive us.
I will be getting two of them, so.
That's great. We've had members that have come into the post that have said that they have more than
Yeah.
one veteran in their family that they would like to get applications for.
And as long as we know, like, your family, we'll try to get you on,
The same
your
one on
same
each side. Yeah,
Requirements
that'd
for
be,
the-
Oh, the requirements too were, you have to have been born here, raised here, lived here, or buried here.
yeah. Not all of the above, but at
Not
least-
all of the
at least
above, but one of the
those.
above.
Either
to-
you were born and raised
to
here,
qualify.
or you've lived here at some point,
Right,
or you retired to here, or something.
right. As long as you had some kind of,
Residency in Simpson County.
right, right.
Yeah.
You could have been born here and moved to California and lived there the rest of your life, but, if we know that, then,
We have one vet that was born in Auburn. He actually lives in Adolphus, but he is a member of all of our military posts here in the county seat. And
if they're post-affiliated with the AMVETS, the Legion, or the VFW.
Okay.
That's another,
Well, again, like I said, I really appreciate y'all getting this project together. I look forward to seeing these hanging around the town.
we might have a little ribbon cutting on the
Yeah.
first one that goes up.
Have a big celebration. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Well,
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, I need, getting on here, a motion and a second to approve the August 4th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Got a motion by Scott, a second by Marty. Any question, correction, or discussion? All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, gentlemen, is second reading and final passage of ordinance number 530.65. This is the setting of the county road speed limits where we set Leo Binion at 35, and then Carter, Charlie Butts, Coomer Road, and Broadway at 45.
So moved.
Got a motion by Scott and a second by Marty. Sydney, we'll do a roll call on the ordinance.
Poston,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Byrd,
Yes.
Thurman,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes. Next item, gentlemen, is first reading of ordinance number 220.270. This is budget amendment number 1 for fiscal year 26-27, and this is just to amend into the budget some revenues that's coming in that we were not aware of when we put the budget together back in May and June. $59,845 grant for some equipment for the jail, and the LARC funding at $228,000.
So moved.
Got a motion by Myron,
Second.
second by Jeffrey. Sydney will roll call that ordinance.
Thurman,
Yes.
Byrd,
Yes.
Chandler,
Yes.
Poston,
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes. Next item, Joe, you're back up. This is the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Resolution where the state is going to do this project on Highway 100, and they're talking about adding some,
Thanks again.
a spur of it, handing it off to the county.
Making a request of you in that regard. So one project we didn't talk about earlier is the reconstruction of, the next phase, the reconstruction of Highway 100, Scottsville Road, from Hickory Flat, which is the part that we finished a few years ago, all the way over into Allen County. Now, you have the bigger map, and you'll see that once you get past Clay Smith Road, the new road, we're buying right away now, by the way, but the new road would then veer away and create its own route, and then a new bridge over the creek at the county line, and then tie back into the old route in Allen County. That will leave part of the old road that we would continue to maintain all the way up to Reeder School Road because it's a state route. But then unfortunately that creates this 800-foot dead-end road. And so typically we ask fiscal courts or counties, if it's applicable, if they're willing to take over the maintenance of those discontinued routes. The resolution says, I guess you have it in your hand, but essentially from Reeder School Road to the end of the 800-foot section. It serves about 3 or 4 driveways. The smaller picture that you have shows the XL, where we would take out the pavement and the old bridge and leave that 800-foot section. So that's the request, and appreciate you considering it.
So the state's still going to maintain the old 100 from Reeder School Road west back to where the new road comes
Yes.
off of it.
Yes.
And so the 800 foot is just on the other side of that.
Yes.
And I'm just being honest with you, Joe. The reason we did not pass this at our last meeting was there were a lot of questions. And really the biggest question is, why should the county take that? Because it's still connected to state road. It does not connect to any other county road. There's no county road connection to it.
Well, so
we're not getting enough funding to take care of the stuff we need to take care of anyway.
Well, I realize it's a hard ask to ask any county or city to take over any bit of mileage. In this case, it's about 0.15 of a mile, but I understand, and it could be that you want to delay it. We're still a couple of years of buying right away and moving utilities, so best case, we're a few years away from constructing anyway, but it doesn't serve any state purpose because it's a dead-end road that serves 3 or 4 homes. I'm sure the county and cities, they have dead-end roads, even off of other state highways. And I kind of look at it as a small price to pay for basically a $25 million reconstruction of a major highway in Simpson County, so.
I spoke out against it last time because it's a mile or more to the next county road that we would have to ask our road department to drive down just to do 800 feet. When you've got Reeder School Road's a state highway, the 100 is going to be a state highway. It just looks to me like it would take the state very little effort to just do the 800 feet and the county wouldn't have to do it.
Yeah.
But is this one of those things where if we say no, the state's going to go, well, you're going to take it anyway?
No, we can't make you take this road.
Okay.
It's really just a polite ask, and I've been turned down before. I certainly won't have hard feelings if you don't, or if you, hopefully at least just say, we want to table it until another day as we get closer. We could even commit to paving that 800 feet during our construction. Now, a road like that serves 3 or 4 homes would probably not need to be repaved for 40 or 50 years. So that's a commitment that we could make so that you don't have to at least maintain it in any tangible way for generation. The snow and ice is probably what you're talking about, running the truck a long way from another county road to.
And mowing the tractors, having to go
Yeah,
out far to
the
mow.
mower's what I was
The
getting at
mowing's
more
the
than
main
anything.
thing.
Yeah.
Having to go out far just for a mower, just to mow 800 foot.
When the state's
When the
out
state's
there right
mowing
there
and they're right there.
That's fair. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah, the driving a truck down there was not a big issue, but like I say, when we get the tractor and mowers out, because if some people watching don't know, we can't take a piece of county equipment and do anything to a state road, just like the state can't take a piece of state equipment and do anything to a county road. There should be some kind of deal there where it could be compensated if a county is going out and go city road and they mow part of it out through there. There should be a compensation for that, but they have to drive by all that to get to the county roads, which that's fine. But here you'd have to drive a long ways on on a state road, going to another state road, just so you can do a little bitty spot at the, right past the second state road.
I understand, I do.
Yeah, that's the reason I asked y'all to be here. There's a lot of question and concern, and unless I'm misunderstanding the magistrates here from our discussion the other day and in the middle of today, I don't think there's a lot of interest for us to take that.
Then I appreciate the opportunity, and we'll maybe come back again when we're close to construction and see if your minds have changed, but if not.
Well, there'll be different court members at that time. You may be able to convince them.
But yeah, we always make the ask, and we understand if the answer is no. So maybe at some point, if we ever get that new Gold City to 100 connection, and we take that road and we do a little bit of a swap throughout, maybe this could be part of that swap.
Yeah, we might do some trade-offs, but
Even Reader School Road.
There
could
is
be
a
in
formula for that. For when we did this out west of, what was the road that the state took, or the county took over? Hollow Brothers Road?
The road that goes up to,
Yeah, the county took, but is it a 2-to-1?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, we have to take, we gotta take 2 miles of state for every 1 mile that they take over of the county.
it is, that's not my policy, but.
I know, but so before you go, before you go doing that, make sure we,
I won't belabor, I understand, we'll maybe table it, or not.
Yeah, I think that would be the correct thing to do at this time.
Thank you.
all right, thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you,
being
Joe.
here. All right.
They're gonna bring you.
The other item, gentlemen, and I think there'll be 2 motions out of this one, would be there is you heard the presentation on the Flex Roads Fund, or the Flex Road Funds. We have both a resolution and an agreement, so, and Sydney, this resolution is not numbered on here, but we need to add a number to it, 2026-18-26, and we'll do the letters RSP for Rural Secondary Program. So we need to have a motion and a second to authorize entering into that resolution to receive these Flex Road funds.
So moved.
Got a motion by Marty.
Second.
Second by Jeffrey. Any question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Oh, wait a minute, are we doing a resolution?
Yeah,
Is that a roll call?
no, just ordinance.
Okay.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? And to follow along with that, just to be safe, as the counselor would say, to put on belts and suspenders, I need a motion and a second to authorize the county judge to sign the Flex Road agreement.
So moved.
Got a motion by Scott and a second by Marty. Any question or discussion on that one? All in favor, aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Moving on to financials, we need a motion and a second to approve the July financial statement, subject to audit, and authorize the county treasurer and the county judge to sign it.
So moved.
Got a motion by Myron,
Second.
second by Scott. Any question or discussion? I will just say this, when you look at this financial statement into the first month of the new fiscal year, we're still holding just as well as we've held for the last couple of years. So I appreciate all the department heads' diligence at watching and taking care of their budgets. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Next, the budget transfers. We need a motion and a second to approve the budget transfers as presented by the treasurer.
So moved.
Motion by Jeffrey,
Second.
second by Marty. Any question, discussion? All in favor, aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. And finally, the bills and claims. We need a motion and a second to approve the claims as presented.
So moved.
Got a motion by Marty,
Second.
second by Scott. Any question or discussion there? All in favor, aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. All right, getting into reports, I've only got one thing to talk about. It's on the portal. And then I know Bobby's got something with the road department. We had a couple of items that come in like at 2:45 yesterday, so that's why they didn't really officially get put on the agenda. Although the one I'm going to talk about, it's going to have to be done by ordinance anyway, but we did receive somewhere around 2:30, 2:45 yesterday, the calculations and computation on the tax rate for tax year 2026. If y'all recall, currently the county's property tax rate is 9.75, and the watercraft and motor vehicle is 16.1. The calculations by the Department for Local Government still have the watercraft and motor vehicle at 16.1. They have the compensating rate set at 9.70 versus our current 9.75. So, and obviously we can do anything. We could lower the tax rate 2 or 3 or 4% if we wasn't being cut $250,000 in road funding. I'm kind of kidding about that. We couldn't cut it 4% by the $250,000, but I mean the reality is too, the state, you know, we get into this, and this affects counties more so than cities, because the counties are more obligated to do these functions that are required by the state, such as operate the jail where we're not getting enough funding. And where the road funding does kind of hit cities and counties both, because it comes out of the motor vehicle tax, or the motor fuel tax, fuel tax. And you've got to state all this while, we're cutting the tax rate, we're cutting the tax rate. You know, that's great, but you're also cutting funding to things that you've been pushing money down to the state or to the local governments, because it's state, you know, the state implements or mandates things, then they tie no money to it and say, here you go, you do it. And we get no funding from the state. And so they start cutting the tax rate, and all of a sudden, and it's not just us, all the county judges in the whole Brad area, we've been on group text messages back and forth, like where we've lost nearly $250,000, there's 1 or 2 of the counties in the Brad that's lost closer to $400,000 in funding. And so it's easy for the state to cut taxes and keep whatever money they need, and cut the funding that comes to the local governments to maintain and do the things we do.
Well, and then you got a governor who cut the darn gas tax, thinking that was really going to save people money, and then the gas companies the same day raised the price the same amount, didn't save the consumers anything, and cost the counties across the state, what was it, $30 million a month or something?
Yep.
So, you know.
At any rate, with the property tax rate, we could do anything we want. We could cut it even lower than what DLG has calculated the compensating rate. We could take the compensating rate. We could say we want to leave our rate unchanged at 9.75. We could take the 4% increase and move the property tax to 10. I wouldn't suggest that. It was 10 last year, and we cut it to 9.75 because of what we done with occupational tax. We made that cut. My suggestion with looking at these numbers, just the brief time that I had yesterday afternoon and this morning to look at these compared to what we budgeted, my suggestion is that we either would leave the rate unchanged or take this compensating rate at 9.7. I mean, you're talking about where we're currently at versus the compensating being 0.05%. It's not, I mean, here's the reality. It's not a huge cut to any resident, and it's not going to be a huge decline in revenue to us. But we just need to kind of hash it out or think about it, because we really need to be able to put an ordinance together to have first reading of a tax rate at our September 1st meeting.
I think we should leave it 9.75, and also the public needs to understand out of that 9.75, we've got 2.25 of that rate going to the health department.
straight to the health department. And they also need to understand that 8 years ago, the tax rate in the county was 10.5.
Right.
So Myron's for going unchanged at 9.75. Like I said, I'm good with whatever you guys want to do.
If I was gonna vote on today, that's what I would vote. Leave it
Stay the
unchanged.
same, 9.75.
So I'm hearing we're gonna leave our rate unchanged.
But we'll still have to have a hearing on that because it's technically, we won't,
Well, we'll have to do a public hearing.
yeah.
We'll have to do a
I'm
public
going
hearing.
to say that's correct. If you're not taking the compensating, you would have to have a hearing on
Yeah,
that.
we have to do a public hearing. And have a first and second reading of an ordinance.
Right. So do we need to set that, if we're gonna do that, do we need to set that public hearing?
Well, yeah, we need I guess by motion and second, we can set the public hearing for 8:30 on September 1st. September 1st is the first Tuesday of September, isn't it? All right.
Well, then I'll make the motion.
All right, so we got a motion by Marty to hold a public hearing September 1st at 8:30 a.m. to discuss the property tax rate, seconded by Jeffrey. Any other question or discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
And so, Sam, we'll just need an ordinance that do we do that ordinance? Nicole, who usually does that ordinance, you or council?
Well, we were talking about that yesterday. I think we do it. I think we have the document and we just go ahead and change it.
Yeah.
Just change
Because I
the
was
number.
looking at ours from
It's
last
the same,
year.
it's the same one, you just change the numbers.
Okay, change the dates and the numbers. Yeah, okay. So we'll have the ordinance ready for first reading at our September 1st meeting as well. All right, gentlemen, that's all I have. Mine,
No report.
Scott? Jeffrey?
No report.
Marty?
Couple traffic things, corn harvest will be here in the next 10 days. If there's already people started, so be farm equipment on the roads, people be careful. If you see a vehicle with caution lights on it coming towards you, there's lots of time there's large farm equipment falling behind. At the industrial board meeting last week, Tim Slosser informed us that in the past, if you were on like a road with a turning lane in it, you didn't have to stop for school buses, but they've changed that now, even if it's a 4-lane highway, unless it has a concrete divider in the middle, if you see a school bus, you still have to stop.
Just a concrete raised curb median or a
I think
concrete
it's
barrier?
the concrete barrier. But
Kind of
he's,
like the interstate, yes.
but I know there's some roads in our county that, people didn't have to stop at, but they've changed that law, so, I just wanted people to be aware of that too.
Yeah, good information.
I have nothing else.
Counselor?
No report.
Bobby, I'll let you go first, because I know you got some stuff and information that we got to discuss here. This is another one that came at about 2:45 yesterday.
They gave me a call, I probably got the email here yesterday afternoon. County, the Warren Simpson Butler County District, Water District is looking to put in a line to the city water plant. This will be used for them to buy water from the city or supply water from the city if they needed to. But they cannot get easements from any of the property owners in the adjoining areas, so they've requested if they can go down the right-of-way on Crestview Drive, which is right across from the water plant. I guess if you got the information, it's a 12-inch line. The only thing I asked him about is that we needed a 4-foot deep casing when it goes under the road, and they got that. They did not give us anything. I told them we need a guarantee about damages, that's something written up that they will repair. Of course, now our disturbance policy has a $1,000 bond on it, which $1,000 ain't gonna touch anything.
$1,000 won't go very
But I
far.
would say at least we would probably need to ask them to put something in our agreement that any damages to county property or adjacent property owners, which I'm sure they will, but they would make sure they go back to the original or better state.
So the question is, gentlemen, do y'all have a problem granting the Simpson County Water District use of the county right-of-way along Crestview, and then we would want to get back from them an easement with that language in it of what they're doing and that they're willing to cover damages, and then once we see and read that, then we would approve that easement?
Yes, that's what I would
So
suggest.
I don't have a problem with it, but was there not a county water line on that road in that area to begin with?
I'm
Well,
not sure where their water line runs.
There could be a water main there, but they're talking about a 12-inch main, like a distribution line.
Okay,
Yeah, this wouldn't be like your regular 4 or 6-inch water main for a neighborhood.
okay.
And they usually try, I know in my area, a couple years ago, they put in a new line, and they try to get all the property owners to agree where they can get it off the right of way and on private property, but in this case, they can't get I think there's a couple they've contacted, and they can't get any or help from them, so.
Tell them I got about 8 or 9 roads out in the east that
Well,
would like to I get all the signatures they want, I'm sure.
but this is through the neighborhood, so.
Do any of y'all have an issue with this?
I do not.
All right, just tell them to get the easement
Do you-
language to us and we'll.
Do you need a motion, or?
I think we need to read the easement language first.
Before you do any approving.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, Sheriff, you have anything?
Two quick things, Judge. The tax rates, like y'all did this morning, are out to all the districts. They'll be deciding. One of the biggest questions we get when people come to pay their taxes is about the districts and how they came up. Now's the time to talk to your leaders, whether it be at the school, whether it be the ambulance service, any of those you've got concerns about. Now's the time to be paying attention, because everybody has to set their tax rate. Secondly, what Marty referred to, we have a nice video on the Sheriff's Office website, or on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, that explains to the new law about the buses. We don't have many roads that would fall into there, but it's a good thing to check, and it explains it well.
Very good. Mr. Clerk, you have anything? Paul, anything with maintenance? Bob, anything with emergency management?
Gonna be a lot of activity next Saturday, Village Square.
Yeah, that's right. About that, now, it's not supposed to rain Saturday, it's supposed to be good weather.
It's been a nice day.
Yeah, the Summer Vines Music Festival on the square Saturday. I hear Scott Poston's gonna be up there singing.
That is wrong.
He said it's wrong. Nelson, anything, fire department? All right, gentlemen, I do need to get a motion in a second, to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, paragraph C, discussions of proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of the public agency.
So much.
Got a motion by Marty, second by Jeffrey, all in favor, aye? Aye. All right, we'll take about a 2 or 3 minute break and meet across the hall.